Okay, hey YouTube, this is Matthew Morgan coming to make this video, and it's very important, and there's three subjects I'm going to cover just so you understand. Okay, one, I know a lot of people, they ask, what is the race or the skin color of Jesus? Does he care if you have money or if you are broke? Is Jesus black? Is he white? Is he gay? Is he straight? These are people's honest questions, and I'm about to give you honest answers. Just mind you, my YouTube videos are not for those who don't like the truth. So if you don't like the truth, don't watch them. Straight up. Because my YouTube videos have to do with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I don't support racism. I don't support sexism. I don't support bigotry. I don't support any of that stuff. I don't support it. So if you are racist, please don't watch my videos because you're going to be mad. If you're sexist, please don't watch my videos because you're going to be mad. If you're a bigot, please don't watch my videos because you're going to be mad. All my videos have to do with brotherly love, togetherness, and forgiveness, and the understanding of humanity's fallen nature. Just so it's understood. Anyway, to wrap this up, first thing is first. Jesus is a spirit. He's not a human. He is a spirit. But he can take the form of a human. But he's not going to take the form of a human being that you assume he is. Because Jesus has came to this earth in many different forms. People just don't know because they assume Jesus is supposed to come to this earth as a blaze of glory and heavenly majesty. That is not the way he ever came down here, and he's not gonna. Jesus is a humble spirit that is a spirit of wisdom. So if he comes to you, he's coming to you in a humble fashion, not all bright and shiny and glorified. That's just not who he is. It's not who he is. Anyway, when Jesus does come to you, he's gonna come to you in a, how you say, in a form that you're most comfortable with. Prime example, if you are an African American, Jesus is gonna come to you as an African American figure because that's what you believe he is. So that way, whatever problems or issues you have, you'll feel comfortable telling him about your problems and your issues. So that way you don't fear the fact that, oh, he's almighty and powerful, he's Jesus, I can't really tell him how I feel because I'm afraid he'll send me to hell, and he has the ability to do that. Or if you're white or Caucasian or whatever you claim to be, he might come to you as the white depiction of Jesus because that's what you're used to, that's what you know. So you can vent your problems to him in that form. Because people assume, oh, Jesus is supposed to come to you as some bright, shiny spirit. No, because you'll fear him. And the reason he doesn't come to you like that is because he knows he's all perfection and you're a sinner. So if you try and speak to him in that way, the second you look at him, you see the truth of yourself, which is nothing good. So he is not going to come to you in no blaze of glory because you'll feel less than human and less than worthy, because when you look at him, you'll see all the sins in life you ever committed. Anyway, Jesus is always going to come to you in a form that you are most comfortable with because he knows otherwise you won't tell him how you really feel. For prime example, he might come to you as a father image that you trust and you love, a mother image that you trust and you love, a sister image or a brother image that you trust and you love. He wants to come to you as someone that you trust and you love. Again, he wants to come to you as someone that you trust and you love with your most intimate, dark secrets so you can tell him. You won't feel like you're being judged for it. So, in part, there's no technical, physical appearance to Jesus. He comes to you as you need him to come to you. There's no technical, physical appearance. Now, as far as his human appearance, if you want to know that, he is what you call mixed, like Mexican and probably Mexican and African, some stuff like that. Middle Eastern, basically. But the whole principle of Jesus is wisdom, teaching, knowledge, understanding, all that stuff. He's always going to come to you as a form that is most humble that you can relate to. Other than that, he will not. But here's the thing. He's only going to come to you in his true form when you learn the truth about him and you don't fear him no more. Because he knows if he comes to you as himself, you'll fear him, because as a human, from slavery on down, we've been taught to fear his image and he who is Jesus himself, because he's all-knowing, all-powerful, and he's all-wise. So you were taught to fear him. So he's never going to come to you as a shiny spirit because you fear that. Because that's the Jesus that, is, as you're taught in church, that will judge you and send you to hell. If you're a Christian, yeah. If not, then no, I guess. And when I say yeah, is you won't get sent to hell, but you'll still fear him. As a sinner, you'll assume he's going to do that. Anyway, next portion to this. To the Christians, here's the thing I'm going to have to tell y'all. Stop trying to reserve a spot in heaven, because that's not how it works. People in church praying to Jesus to reserve a mansion or reserve a place. That's not the way it works. If you want to get into the heavens, it's called treating your fellow man right. Forgiving each other, learning how to love each other, learning how to care about each other, and you don't want nothing in return but that person to do better. And just so it's understood, Jesus ain't gonna send you to hell. Neither is God. Neither one of them. It's your own guilt that gets you sent to hell. Let me explain it to you. On your judgment day, you will see the Holy Father, who is perfect in all his ways and all his doing. You will see the gates of heaven. You will see all the angels. You will look at yourself. You're not going to think you're good enough to be in heaven because of all the things you did on earth. When you see the perfect God who created you, who has no sin, has never sinned, and never will. You who have sinned against him many times, you will in your spirit feel guilty because this perfect God that created you to do one thing in your life, you ended up doing a bunch of other stuff that was not in his plan. But you're human and it happens. You sin, that's part of your nature. You're fallen in your ways, so you're gonna do stupid stuff. That's just the nature of humanity. It's not ever gonna change unless humanity wants it to change. But yeah. So anyway, that's part of the judgment of guilt, is you won't think you're good enough because you'll see heaven and the pearly gates and how beautiful and perfect it is. How much of a sinner you are and all the stuff you ever did, and deeming yourself worthy is hard because you have to think about all the stuff you ever did in your life and can you forgive it and let it go. You see the heavens, it will make you feel like you don't deserve it because it's beautiful and it's perfect, And unlike earth and heaven, you can't steal, kill, destroy, or devour nothing. You can't even get past the gates if your spirit's not right. Next thing, if you truly want to get into heaven, you don't have to reserve no space in the heavens, period. In this video, I'm also going to cover a bunch of racism, sexism, all that stuff. This is what the church is failing to realize. It doesn't matter if your cross is brighter or bigger. Doesn't matter if your church is bigger. Doesn't matter if your pews are cleaner. Doesn't matter if your Bibles are nicer. Doesn't matter. Don't matter how much you sing, how much you pray, how much you tithe. All that stuff don't matter. You could preach fire from the heavens. It don't matter. All that stuff in God's eyes, all that religious stuff does not matter. What matters is your heart. That's it. Nothing else. What deeds did you do to better your fellow man? What did you do to help someone else? What did you do to put a smile on somebody else's face? Did you do any selfless deeds that you didn't expect anything in return for? That's all that matters. That's it. Nothing else. Next thing. If you're a racist, you better real fast learn that racism stuff is not going to get you past them gates, period. Not because God don't want you in there, not because Jesus don't want you in there, but because there are people in heaven that you probably don't think belong there, and there are people in heaven that you probably don't want to see there. Like if you are white and racist, there will be African Americans in heaven, so you might want to prepare for that. If you are Asiatic or African American and you're racist, there will be some Caucasian people in heaven, so you might want to get ready for that. If you're racist in general, there's going to be immigrants in heaven, just so you know that. There's going to be immigrants up there. So you might want to prepare for that. If you are sexist, there are women in heaven. Just so you know that. If you're a bigot, honestly, you better start learning how to unbigot yourself, because there's going to be all types of people up there you don't think should be, so you might want to get that in order. Next thing, all this religious war stuff people got going on, first of all, let me just say it this way. Buddha, Confucius, and Jesus, and Noble Drew Allah. God sent them down here to different parts of the world to teach the same lesson in different ways. It's all the same teaching. It's just different teachers saying the same thing. If you read the Torah, the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, whatever book Hindus study, whatever book Buddhists study, Confucians study, it's pretty much all the same stuff. Honestly, unless humanity somehow changed it like they do everything else in life to fit their own fucking desires, as people will. They all say the same thing. Love your fellow man. Do right by your fellow man. Treat your fellow man good. Don't hate nobody. Learn to forgive people. Learn to find peace in yourself. Learn to find it with other people. It's the same stuff. It's like one of my favorite comedians, Eddie Griffin, said. Getting mad because the religious stuff y'all are taught it sounds different, but it's actually the same. And the teachers are different. It's like getting mad because two different mail people deliver the same mail to your same house. Like you get a check. One white delivery man brings it to you 1 week. 2 weeks later, a black one brings it to you. And you're somewhat racist. You're mad because of who brings you the check. You're not mad that you got it. You're just mad who brought it to you. My question to you is, does it matter who brings it to you as long as you get it? Personally, does it really matter? Because at the end of the day, it don't matter that you got the check. It matters what you spend it on. Like the teachings. It doesn't matter who teaches you. It matters what you do with it. Because a lot of y'all say, oh, that person's a Buddhist. They don't know what they're talking about. That person believes in Confucius. They don't know what they're talking about. That person believes in Jesus. They don't know what they're talking about. That person believes in Mohammed. They don't know what they... Bruh. It's all the same teaching. You just have the corrupted teachers, then you got the righteous teachers. The ones who teach it right came first. The ones who teach it wrong came second. The righteous teachers had to come first to draw it out, and then the corrupted teachers come to change it. Has to be done that way just to see who really studies and looks into stuff. Next thing, racism. And in heaven, there will be no racism in heaven. Everyone is equal. Everyone is the same. So if you are racist, fix it. Because in heaven, racism don't exist. There's only one thing that's in heaven, and that's a spiritual family. That's it. But to put this in the proper perspective, for anyone that's racist, and I still don't know why, but everyone has their reasons, who am I to judge? And I'm going to say this as non-mean as I can, but I can't promise it's not going to sound kind of rude. You know why you're racist, right? I'm just going to tell you straight up. Because historically, Caucasian people are mad because they found out the image of Jesus doesn't look like them. Anything with higher knowledge and higher power does not look like Caucasian people. So, you take the one race that you see as superior to you, and you, make them inferior to you. Because you find out historically, we as African Americans done built everything. We pretty much made everything. So y'all are mad because history doesn't support y'all doing nothing but stealing and killing and destroying and devouring everything. And then changing it and cheating it and taking it and claiming it for yourself. Honestly, I don't really care. You know, you do what you want. This world's falling anyway. None of this stuff belongs to anybody. We were all put down here to try to make the world better or worse. None of this belongs to anybody. And if someone's going to claim it, God, because he created all this, but whatever. Anyway, but here's where the cap on the racism shit gets kind of dumb. You take an African out of Africa whose skin is darker than charcoal, put them in Alaska. Their skin will eventually get lighter because the cells in their skin, the only reason an African skin cells are black is because it's hot in Africa. And their cells in their skin had to absorb all that sunlight, that radiation, and that heat to darken it so they could survive in a hot climate. You take an African, you put them in Alaska, their skin cells over time will release that heat and absorb the cold air, which will make it turn lighter and whiter and brighter. And then that'll bring up their temperature in their body, which will make them get cold, which will cause them to turn pale so their body can adjust to the cold climate in Alaska. Take a person from Poland, Germany, or Alaska, or whatever cold areas in that part of the world there are, put them in Africa. Keep them there long enough, their skin will eventually turn red. Keep them there longer, it'll get redder. Keep them there longer, it'll get darker and darker and darker and darker because the longer they're under that sunlight, the darker their skin will get because their skin cells have to absorb that heat and that radiation so that way they can survive that hot climate. So for you who are racist, just know your racism is stupid. Because at the end of the day, wherever you land on this earth, your body is going to have to adjust to it. So your skin cells will change color. Next part of it. Everybody's DNA has different in it. It has different genetics. I don't care how white, bright, and superior you think you are. Everybody's genetics have different races in it. Because somewhere down the line, your ancestor had sex with someone that wasn't in your race and created a baby that grew up to be an adult that had sex with someone else's race that created another baby that created another baby of another race. Everyone's race has a different race in the mix. So all this, oh, you are a nigger, you're a cracker, you're a whatever, Chinese, you're Mexican, all this shit. Everybody's race is mixed of different stuff. No one's race is purely just one thing. Because if it was like that, you wouldn't have exotic people. You feel me? Like there's racist white or racist Caucasian people in the world who assume they're just white or superior. Check their bloodline somewhere down the line. They have some African, some Asian, some Mexican, something in there they don't want in there, but it's in there. Next thing. People that look down on other people because they have more or less of anything. Let me explain this to you. First of all, the dollar bill, since a lot of y'all are so highly obsessed with that stupid ass piece of cotton that ancestry African Americans or Africans had to pick that stuff. There's a barcode on the back of that money that gives that money that value. There are people that sit above that print that money, that put the barcode in it, that it gives the value. It can lessen the value or make it more. That dollar is not that important. It's really not. But people want to make it so damn important, but it's really not. But it's the mindset of the person carrying it which makes it either more or less important. Anyway. Next thing, clothes and stuff. First of all, for people that, how you say, want to make fun of somebody because they got some Skechers or some Payless shoes, you got some Air Forces or some Jordans. It's a damn shoe. I don't care what the brand is, what the company, it's a damn shoe. It's going to deteriorate. It's going to get messed up. Somebody might steal it from you. It's a damn shoe. It still fits on your damn foot. It still covers your foot. It gets you from A to B. It's a damn shoe. Stop tripping. It's a damn shoe. Next thing. Clothes. Whether you shop at the swap meet or the flea market, JCPenney's, Gucci, Prada, whatever. They are clothes. Clothes. Let me give you a sad fucking reality. They're both made in sweatshops in some type of Middle Eastern country where you have old people and young people working day and night to make that shit. The only difference is the J.C. Penney stuff goes to the less fortunate because they ain't got the money to afford the nice, rich, luxurious stuff. The luxurious stuff goes to the rich people. But in reality, if you wanted to, you could just give all that to whoever wants it. It's just clothes. But people been so brainwashed down through the years to think all this shit matters. Because people are trying to do what's called living above their fucking means because they think they gotta have some shit they really don't fucking need. But because people fear that tomorrow ain't promised, I could die today, I should just get it today shit. They stress too much shit. That's just not that damn serious. But as far as all these clothes and shit go, all this shit is material. It's not gonna last. It's not gonna be around forever. You're gonna outgrow it eventually. You're going to lose it. Someone's gonna rob you. The shit might catch on fire. You might spill something on it. You might get mad and fucking destroy it. But it's just material shit. Your car and house, whether you drive a damn Lexus or a punch buggy, it's a damn car. It's material. Somebody created both of them. You can crash them both. They both need gas. You gotta get them both repaired. They both cost hella money to keep looking nice. And they both get you from A to B. The only thing is, one you put more time into and more money. But in all reality, it's a damn car. People's minds have been so brainwashed to assume, oh, I got a better, nicer car than you, so I'm better than you. Remember, that car can get stolen. You can crash it. It can catch on fire. Anything can happen to it. It's a damn car. I understand, oh, I worked hard for it. Somebody worked hard for that punch buggy like you worked hard for that Lexus. It's a damn car. Stop tripping. Like an apartment, a house, and a mansion, it's a damn living space. You don't manage it, your ass will lose it. You don't pay your bills, your ass will lose it. An apartment, if you don't pay your rent, you lose the shit. A house, if you don't pay your mortgage, you'll lose the shit. In a mansion, you don't pay your mortgage, you'll lose the shit. Like a car, you don't pay your car notes, you'll lose it. And not to mention, no matter what the car, once you take it off the lot, it depreciates in value. So it don't matter if it's a damn punch buggy or a Lexus, the shit loses value. Then the only way the value stays, it all depends on if the company lasts and if the car has any value once you take it off the lot and how much you actually take care of the shit. Personally, if you don't take care of it, the shit will lose value. If you do take care of it, the shit will keep value. But humans need to stop being so obsessed over all this material shit because it ain't doing nothing for you. Because please remember, you can't take this shit with you when you die or when you pass. It's just not gonna fucking happen. Anything else I'm missing? And oh yes, to the people who tend to go to war, no disrespect, I just want to say it to you. You're fighting a pointless fucking war over rich people who could give two fucks about your life. You're going to war to fight for people that don't care if you fucking live or if you fucking die. You're going to war for people who are just making money off of your life. Because at the end of the day, you ain't promised to come back, and rich people don't give a shit if you come back. If you come back, you might have some real fucked up PTSD, which you may never recover from. Then every time you go to sleep, you're gonna have bad nightmares about the war you just came from. If you come back, then you might come back and need an arm or a leg or some surgery done on your head because you had a bullet stuck in it, or you might have to get some metal put somewhere. Then you don't know if you're promised any type of compensation when you come back, because there's a lot of people that go to war and come back homeless. So I'm just saying, and then you're fighting a war for rich people that are trying to take over somebody else's land just to make it what they want and gain money off that land. And you probably ain't gonna get shit for it. Yeah, you get a flag and a silver watch. That's about the fuck it. These rich people don't care if you live or if you die. They just want that land. Then the other thing is all these people going to war over religious beliefs. No one fucking told you to do that. Nobody told you to do that. You are deciding to fight each other over some fucking religious beliefs that technically been switched so many times. How the fuck do you know what you're really fighting about? Personally, how the fuck do you know? Like, oh, I'm gonna fight this Christian because I'm Muslim. Nobody fucking told you to do that. Oh, I don't like this Buddhist because I'm Hindu. No one told you to do that. Like, y'all out here fighting these pointless ass wars that ain't gonna get you nowhere. Then you die and motherfuckers just forget about you. So I'm just asking you, is it really that fucking serious? Because at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, you fought for your religion, but did it do you any fucking good? And last thing I'm gonna say, to the people who are AKA Satanists or those who sell their soul for fame and whatnot, and they're wondering, is God gonna forgive me? Can I get my soul back? Answer is yes, but it's up to you to get it back. And here's how you get it back. And the Father understands if you sell your soul because you're tired of struggling or you're tired of suffering or whatever. But how you get your soul back is simply put, you have to do good deeds and find who you were made to be and live that shit out to its truth deep. Like, you have to literally wrestle with yourself to get yourself back to do right and earn your way back into heaven. Do as many good deeds as it takes. Not to say you won't slip up, not to say you won't fuck up, but if you want to get back into the gates, then you have to find your soul, get it back, and do right. And if you get punished, then take that punishment, because that's what comes with getting in the damn gates. Punishment. Straight the fuck up. Trying to see if I covered every fucking base here. Pretty sure I did, so... Oh yeah, and just so you know, there's like 7 fucking families running this whole world, and they control everything you do, everything you say, everything you think. So for all y'all who fight over, oh, my religion's right, my sexuality this, my gender that, my race this, at the end of the day, all that shit don't matter. We're down here as the fucking human race. We all need each other, and the sooner y'all learn that, the better you'll be. But if you want to be racist, do you. You want to be sexist, do you. It's only going to get you so far. Because God didn't create no one to be nothing like humanity is, but since we're fallen, that's just what the hell it is till you better yourself. So, Yeah, I'm out.